And we're starting. Hey guys, this is the Rizz, and as you can see, there's Eamon and Mad Mike, and it's Thursday. You know what that means. Mad Mike, make that annoying noise, please.
The Midweek.
He gets off every time he does that, by the way.
Every single time. Sometimes twice.
It's messy.
Ladies.
So,
Start with the first show, probably.
From the peanut gallery, which one would you like to start with first?
Let's start. Let's go in chronological order because it also gauge our. I don't know what the proper term is, but gauge our reactions as far as everything goes.
So, No Surrender was this past week.
There was definitely no surrendering on our part.
That's true.
Yeah.
There were no submission decisions.
Nope.
No one surrendered.
Not even the Samoa Joe one?
Well, that's true, Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah, he did make. All right, so no surrender.
So Samoa Joe followed the format. The one
so Samoa Joe wins everything. All the other matches are still going on.
Yes. Even the Battle Royal.
One word to describe what you guys saw on Wednesday for TNA, Mad Mike.
My one word for TNA. Fun. Fun.
Oh.
I'm going with fun.
Eamon?
If I could think of one word, it would be mixed. Mixed. As in my emotions for that night were mixed.
Emotions.
I was going to say Raw.
Okay.
No, not in a good or bad sense.
Are we talking in the sense of like
Monday Night Raw?
Or in the sense of like food Raw? Like
Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
I say this because I tuned in late.
Uh-huh.
Saw what I thought to be was the main event in the middle of the show, which then followed up with a Bram and Gunner match.
Yes.
Oh,
which was the main event.
Oh wow! So you did not join at a good part of the show.
No, you did not.
Okay, so before we go on, one good thing for me was that the three-way tag match.
The ladder match.
The ladder match.
Yes.
Because, again, gimmick matches save careers. Tell me I'm lying.
Hold on.
In what way?
Show me I'm lying.
I was going to say, I think Edge would disagree with that thing.
I think Jeff Hardy would disagree with that.
Technically, he's still wrestling, so he might not.
Well, based off the bump he took in that match. The one bump that I actually... I did not...
Show me a good match that doesn't involve tables with Team 3D.
Oh, I can show you many. I think
currently.
Currently no. But
current matches.
But they don't team currently. You know, it's a matter of
current matches with Team 3D.
Those
gimmick matches.
They are, but I think that's more of a matter of nostalgia, which is the Dudleys and the Hardys.
This is the good thing about TNA though. Good thing. It was good that they incorporated everything and they had three really good components going up against that in that ladder match. But you would think the ladder match would have been it. Yeah.
It makes the most sense considering the belts are literally hung.
Yeah.
And you have to grab them. Like that's the point of the match.
And by the way, the Wolves picked Full Metal Mayhem.
Yes.
So all the matches.
All of the matches.
All of the matches.
I forget, in a Full Metal Mayhem match, is it just pinfall?
They keep changing it always.
Okay.
They always change it.
Eamon, what is your one good thing?
My one good thing would be the main event between Bobby Roode and Bobby Lashley. Even though, and I think we've discussed it on the show before, is that the direction Bobby Lashley is taking is very weird in the fact that he's pretty much just beating everyone.
Oh. And we lost Eamon.
I'm back. Sorry.
No, he's back.
I started talking, and then I realized nobody was responding because my internet was being weird. My point was, the whole Bobby Lashley storyline has been kind of weird in the fact that he's been beating everyone cleanly, but I've been enjoying the fact that he's been beating everyone cleanly because he's been putting on some really good matches. I've actually really been enjoying Bobby Lashley. He comes off as a badass, and it works. It's sort of I was very interested with the whole how they're incorporating the whole Bellator stuff, but I think they're doing a pretty good job of it, honestly. I think it's working out very, very well as far as making Bobby Lashley look like a dominant champion, and that's important sometimes.
Yeah, I can agree there. Mad Mike, if you have anything to add to that, or what is your one good thing?
My one good thing, I'm going to go with Havoc. And you know what? I know that the Knockouts Battle Royal was not the best match in the world.
Was not.
I understand this. I've technically seen it twice now. But I like what they're doing with Havoc. And
what they're doing with Havoc, yes.
Yeah,
but I don't think
there is one part of that match that you guys wouldn't know because you weren't there. I give Rebel a hell of a lot of credit.
Rebel looked like, on it besides Havoc, Rebel looked like the most competent person in that match, and that says something.
Eamon, here's something you don't know about her in that match. Earlier in the night, she wrestled like a six-person tag.
Mm-hmm.
Not the one from last week, but a different one with the menagerie. She fell on the stairs again and like split her leg open. Like she got like a hardcore Holly cut.
And this was prior to this match, prior to the Battle Royal.
If you watch the Battle Royal again, you can see like a big gash on her leg.
And she does another, and basically her elimination is her falling down the steel steps again, which is kind of impressive.
Yep.
Why is Rebel becoming my favorite?
I give her so much credit. So much credit.
Why is Rebel becoming my favorite knockout now? Like that and the tag match.
Why?
And the tag match from last week, she showed like she seemed competent. She seemed more competent than Velvet Sky, who's been wrestling for 12 years.
I can answer that question for you. Because she's new. Because you get... Oh. Do we lose Eamon again?
No, I'm back. No, I'm back. I'm listening.
Okay, you're just quiet because you're
I wanted to hear
right now.
I wanted to hear your point.
You like Rebel because she's new. You don't like... Nobody really is... Everybody's starting to hate most of the knockouts because they are the same knockouts that we've seen 5 years from now.
Right.
5 years ago. 10 years ago.
I think that plays a part. It's not directly because of that. It's because you can tell they're just going through the motions.
Because they're getting paid for it. They don't care.
Are they? Are they? But
they're not getting benefits, but they're getting paid.
That's another story for another day. But
Daphne.
I will say though, as much as I like how they're handling Havoc, I don't think in that Battle Royal she got to show what she can actually do. Because it was very much just like, I'm going to throw you over the top rope, and that's it. Like it wasn't that special to me. It wasn't as special as her like choke slamming security guards last week. So.
All right, now we got the good out of the way. Let's go with what TNA likes to do. Well, what we think TNA likes to do most of the time. Eamon, what is your one bad thing about TNA?
Oh God. I'm trying to think back because there was some okay stuff. There wasn't a lot of stuff that really.
I got a good one though. Go ahead.
There wasn't a lot of stuff I really enjoyed necessarily, but there's a lot of stuff that wasn't bad. God, that's a really good question actually. Probably Bram Gunner. Just because it's two guys that are just. I can't remember who said it. I think it may have been Danielle in her Best and Worst report. But show any person that's never watched TNA before that match, would they have been entertained?
Nope.
No.
They don't have an interest. They wrestle like 2006 FCW guys. Like they're not interesting at all, and they look the same. And the only interesting thing is
they are the same person.
They are exactly the same.
One has a British accent. Or Walesian, I forget.
Whatever it is, but
yeah, I'm going to do something we rarely do. I'm gonna second that motion.
You're joining me with my.
I'm joining you with the Bram.
Wow.
Bram
Really?
and Gunner.
Really?
Like I said, there wasn't a lot of bad. There was just.
Oh, there were two bad things.
Here's where the bad gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
During that Bram and Gunner match, the hashtag.
Oh yes.
Was hashtag Joe versus Homicide.
Nice. That's good.
Even they don't care.
They don't care anymore. This wasn't the first time they've done it. They put up the Rude versus Lashley hashtag for, let's say, a DJZ segment or match.
Possible.
But yeah, there's no real possibility in anything that match has done to solidify my like for Gunner or my hatred for Bram.
Mm-hmm.
Or, and for that matter, my care for Sam Shaw. That's it. Mad Mike, I'm sure you have a different one.
Oh yeah, I really do. And I didn't pick this up when I was there live, mainly because we couldn't hear some of the in-ring promos because people were being loud.
Mm-hmm.
They really better not be calling Chris Melendez the Wounded Warrior.
They kind of are.
They kind of
No,
are.
they kind of are.
I have so many issues with that. Like, you want to call him the American hero, Chris Melendez? Fine, that's fantastic.
Can't.
No, you can.
You can't.
There's another one there.
There's one in TNA right now.
I'm pretty sure he would yield that nickname.
No, he would not.
No, he would not. You don't know.
He would yield that nickname because come November, he ain't gonna fucking be there.
Probably.
He's Kurt Angle, damn it.
No, but
that man will hold on to anything.
Just everything Kenny King said and did, like, it's not even to the point where he was a heel. He passed that line.
Mm-hmm. Do you think? But I will say they very much did on commentary, like Taz and Mike Tenay being like they basically painted him as Satan.
Yes,
for what he was doing.
But Kenny King can say whatever he wants about ladies of the evening and women in general, and they don't bat an eye. They're like, "Oh, that's the king of the night." But he says, like, not even as bad things about Chris Melendez, and they're like, they get into their 9/11 voices, like they're just like,
no, yeah.
God, you're an affront to this country. You need to be deported.
Oh, would you? No.
Like,
But then that goes back into how TNA considers, women as opposed to considering, war victims and that, which it's fine, but it's whatever. My thing is I don't see how this Chris Melendez thing is going to go past the New York City tapings.
Oh no,
Because he's a perfectly fine wrestler. He's not a great wrestler. He's not a captivating wrestler. I don't see people getting into it.
And I still don't. And plus, now we have Mr. Anderson coming into it, which great.
Yeah.
We all needed that. Seriously, why didn't they pair him off with Gunner?
No idea.
See,
No idea.
Gunner, you could have Sam Shaw and Chris Melendez be a really interesting tag team.
Gunner wasn't even out there for the introduction, and he is an actual war hero.
And Gunner talked about a friend who lost his leg in battle.
And he was getting ready in one of his little promo things with Sam Shaw.
Where Shaw was
getting dressed up in his fatigues to go out and do something for TNA.
But no, we got to have Bully Ray and Mr. Anderson out in the same ring, because that doesn't fucking, slap in the face your fans to actually pay attention to storylines more than fucking 2 months in the past.
But, Eamon, it makes more sense if you realize that Mr. Anderson hates his own children.
That's true.
And on that lovely, lovely note, Mad Mike, what's one that? Oh, never mind. What is your one thing you would change?
My one thing I would change, I'm gonna take a mulligan and say I would change 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would shave Manic's head.
Yes.
Shave Manic's head, or put a top on the mask, because I didn't notice it live. Live in person, I thought it looked really cool. On TV, it does not look as good as I thought it did.
Because I just want to say for the viewers out there, weeks before, because when they started to do the Manic stuff, Mike was like, "Oh yeah, you should check it out. It's gonna be really cool when it happens." And he took off his hood, revealed his mask, and I just started laughing.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna chalk it up to miscommunication. I don't know. That is hilarious to me.
Well, it's because I was back in the crowd, and you don't get the zoomed in footage of people, so it just looked like the top of the mask was black.
Okay.
I didn't realize that was his hair. Once I saw that, I'm like, oh, that just looks really odd and awkward. But the hood looks really cool too.
It does.
I like the hood.
I think it's just weird that we have no clue where this whole James Storm thing is going, but the Muta thing made sense because it was basically bringing out a dark side in Sonata and the way he would turn on his trainer. Mm-hmm. This one was just like, I'm going to give you a new mask and a new bodysuit.
And it's going to be blue.
Because blue means evil.
I don't care. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks fine. I just don't understand the story.
But the other thing I would change is I'd put EC3 on the show because, spoiler alert, he's probably not going to be on next week either.
I was going to say, that was actually going to be the one thing I would change. No EC3, no Rockstar Spud, no
Spud might be on next week.
Spud might be on next. As far as this week goes, no EC3, no Spud, no Bromance. Like, my favorite things were not on the show. And that disappoints me. And you...
I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm not going to spoil it. If what I saw was taped for Impact and not for Explosion, Spud next week is gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be one of our good points of the show.
I mean, you don't even have to tell me twice. I mean, Rockstar Spud.
Yeah, Spud's on. It's a good thing.
Yes,
it's a good time.
So that was your one thing you would change, Eamon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be my one thing. What is yours, Rizz?
Oh, about during that main event, that good main event, we've talked about that main event. We left out the part where, the referee, Mr. Brian Hebner, tosses out. Did he toss out both MVP and Kenny King?
I think, from what I remember.
Yes.
At the same time?
Yes.
Then I think the announcers messed up. Because they were saying, MVP was the only one that was gone.
Because Kenny King comes out later.
He came back.
Yeah.
So, but my theory is, why is that not a disqualification?
Exactly. There needs to, I know WWE does it. I know WWE sometimes does that. But
They don't really, though.
No, they don't.
When people get ejected, they stay ejected. Unless the referee gets bumped.
They generally don't come back.
Unless the referee gets bumped and doesn't see it.
Yeah.
You know.
This was a rare Brian Hebner bumpless match. And yet Kenny King came out. And
Arrogant cut him off, but that if you're ejected, that means you can't come back. And in theory, if you came back, that would be a disqualification.
You're ejected. Exactly.
I don't know.
The continuity effect in TNA is baffling.
What is that thing, Rizz? Why do we care about continuity? We just want to see.
No, we're not getting in
people we like.
That. Yeah, same people every damn show.
Yep.
You guys want to talk about some good stuff?
Well, hold on.
Oh no. That's right. I remember last week we were having this discussion.
Yes. Compare No Surrender to Takeover.
Takeover wins.
I prefer Takeover.
No.
There were some fine matches on No Surrender.
I'm gonna say it's close. I bet it's closer than both of you expected it to be.
No Surrender has some really good matches. If you're into like the ladder match sort of stuff, and I would encourage people to seek out Bobby Roode, Bobby Lashley. It's a good match. It didn't make me feel the things that Takeover made me feel. Takeover did a better job of making me invested. I was not invested in TNA.
For those keeping it score, Eamon felt very weird.
I didn't feel weird. No, excuse me. You were putting words in my mouth. The Charlotte Bayley match and the main event made me feel like emotions, and it got me on the edge of my seat, and it made me feel. It made me feel for the characters in the storyline. TNA doesn't do that for me because TNA isn't focused on storytelling and isn't focused on characters, in my opinion. They don't do long-term storytelling. They don't do all that stuff. The main event is really good as a wrestling match, and the ladder match is great if you love nostalgia and you love crazy, hardcore ladder matches.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it was Takeover, but it was pretty close. Like honestly, if the Chris Melendez Kenny King segment had gone differently, I might have given it to No Surrender, probably because I was there live. But yeah, Takeover was better.
Speaking of NXT,
so for those of you who would like to stay on for the NXT one, thank you for staying. For those of you who are leaving, please enjoy the ride, and we'll see you next time on the TNA Aftershow-ish type thing. So NXT.
NXT.
What is your one word, Eamon?
Wrestling. Yes. I'll explain it. No. Everything later. In my good, I'll explain it.
One word, Matt Mike.
One word. I will go with fact. Rizz, what's your one word?
I hate you, Mad Mike.
That's a lot of words.
No, but mine is friend of the Rizz. TItus TItus.
Okay.
Yeah.
TItus O'Neil is pretty great.
He is. So, Eamon, what is your one good thing about NXT this week?
This week, there was a lot of good stuff on NXT this week. If I do have to pick one, I will just to steal it right now, it would be the main event. The tag match between Neville and Zayn against TItus O'Neil and Tyson Kidd. Very fun match. I think those guys are really. I mean, they're really underrated. A lot of them are really, especially the team of like Tyson and Titus, very underrated for what they can do. And I think they got a chance to showcase it in this match. There was some really fun stuff in here. I love the tension that they're building with Neville and Zayn. I would assume leading to an eventual NXT title match. And luckily they have a ways to go, obviously, until the next special. So they're doing some smaller storyline stuff. Like I'm assuming since Tyson pinned the NXT champion, there will be a title match there down the line. So there's stuff going on in between. The eventual what should be the eventual lead up to the storyline, which is Neville versus Zayn. And I think when that match happens, it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait for it.
Okay.
All right.
Mad Mike.
My one good thing is Carmella.
Yes.
Carmella is coming to NXT, I assume. Oh my God. The best thing that could have happened to Enzo and Big Cass is to end up with a really, 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 really Italian Queens chick as their valet.
Which they are saying it's, which I don't know if they really came across in the hair salon video, but apparently is Enzo's sister. So I like that they have a character that is a relative of another character, and it's not just somebody they're bringing in with this gimmick. Like I mean, I love that they have a sort of backstory.
And I assume Big Cass wants to date her.
Assumedly.
I assume because I'm sure Carmella doesn't make him SAWFT. So
he said that. He said that.
I did it. I said it before they could make the joke.
But in all honesty, I actually hear some really good things about her from developmental. She's assumedly, I mean, from all the reports I've heard, she is the next to have been brought up to the actual NXT show. So I'll be interested to see what she does.
She can throw a medicine ball pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hey-o.
Rizz, what's your good thing?
My one good thing. No loose ends.
Whoa.
No.
Huh?
No Mojo Rawley.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And no Bull Dempsey.
I'm shocked that was your good thing. I'm shocked.
But also the Kenta match.
Okay. Yeah,
yes,
great. There it is.
The what? Wait, was it the
Hideo Itami?
Hideo Itami.
Itami, yeah. The Itami match. I saw Justin Gabriel get kicked in the face hard.
A lot.
God, he's gonna. Why is he? I guess for $9.99, it's gonna be so much for Japan to get. But he needs to be up in WWE now.
No.
I think it was a great introduction. I think Gabriel was the perfect guy to put him against. Side note: if people have not read on WWE.com the
that was awesome.
transcripted sit-down interview, sort of roundtable with Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, Kenta, Prince Devitt, and Kevin Steen, you should absolutely read it.
Kevin Steen trolls so hard, it's not even funny.
They also touch on some really good points, I think, as well. About I really love to talk about how Sami Zayn's happy that he's of Arab descent, but when he wrestles in front of an Arab country, he doesn't have to be the Arab guy. Like same with like Kevin Steen talking about the fact that his first language is French, excuse me, but he doesn't have to be the French guy.
Right.
I think it's a really good interview, and it's something people should check out.
All right. Mad Mike.
Mm-hmm.
What is... Wait, do we start with Mad Mike before, or do we start with Eamon?
We started with me. But
Okay, Mad Mike.
Yes.
What is your one bad thing about this NXT?
Where the fuck are the vaudevillains?
It's an hour show, Bobby. You can't.
I don't care. I don't care, Eamon. Eamon, I don't care. We didn't need to see Baywatch versus Baron Corbin again. We didn't need to see that shit.
It's fine.
I need some grayscale in my life. I need a Barker. I need some squats. I need a mustache. And where this is 2 weeks in a row. This is 2 weeks in a row that we haven't had the vaudevillains. So where the fuck are they? Where the fuck are
mine? Mine is actually kind of close to yours.
Okay.
You want to go with yours then, Rizz?
Where the fuck was Tyler Breeze?
This is what I'm saying, guys. There's a lot of stuff. There's so much you can fit in an hour. Okay.
Well, no, Tyler Breeze, I understand because
no, he had a big.
But
I know he
wasn't going to be part of the main event, so I understand that. I get that. But
why not?
I'm sure you'll see him next week, okay? That's the difference.
Why is he Tyler Breeze?
There's a lot of people. Okay, if you want to look at the script, there's a lot of people on the NXT roster right now. Like, you can't. It's very interesting. You can't have the same people every week, and I kind of like that in a sense because when people do show up, it means more. You know, like when the Vaudevillains assumingly show up next week or whenever, you're going to be excited. And same with Tyler Breeze, and you know, it's all in the plan. It's all in the plan, guys.
Eamon, before I meet you, what is your one bad thing?
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to see. I'm gonna sort of twist it. My thing is sort of a bad thing, but it's more of a sad thing.
Ours were sad things too, Eamon.
I know, but it's not directly like a bad thing. The women's match on NXT this week is really good.
But
they're back, yay! The women's title match on NXT is really good. However, it's so interesting to see how much Emma has lost her luster in front of the NXT crowd now that she's been on Raw. Like it's like the stuff that the crowds they kind of pop for her entrance, and then she tried to do some of the same stuff she used to do in NXT, and the crowd didn't care. Like,
do you think it was because she was in WWE, or do you think it was because she has been off of WWE for so long?
Yeah.
Because remember, we're talking about Emma.
I have a question. I have a legitimate question. I forget if were there bubbles in her entrance?
There
Yes, there was.
Okay. Because I do not remember seeing bubbles.
The only thing is she didn't poke the bubbles, though.
But she's just, nowadays she's just been wrestling on Superstars against, Cameron or whoever. Like, so it's amazing.
Don't bring up Cameron's name again in this podcast, you son of a...
Sorry. I apologize. But
it's my damn podcast.
It is interesting to see how much she's kind of lost a bit of her luster. And how Charlotte still is sort of like taken over in a sense, no pun intended. Also, Charlotte's a fucking beast heel. I know I say that every week, but good God, like I love how she does her character throughout. Like, did you notice like afterwards her like ordering the referee to get her belt and all that stuff, and like
she's a Flair.
Yeah, just the little things. The little things are really good.
It's her job to be that awesome. Moving on to the one thing I would change, besides, Tyler Breeze thing. I don't know if I would have had Titus O'Neil.
Really?
I mean, I know he hinted at NXT thing during Takeover.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was necessary for him.
You don't like the Gator and Slater Gator? Would you have preferred? Honest question.
No.
Honest question. Would you have preferred Heath Slater? Because I would prefer Heath Slater.
I would prefer Heath Slater, and I'm sorry I said that because Titus O'Neil does follow me on Twitter.
He does.
But yeah,
because as good as that main event was, as good as that main event was, put Heath Slater instead of Titus O'Neil in that tag match, and that match would have fucking ruled.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately.
That crowd
Or
would
you
have
just
loved
have
it.
Slater Gator versus Neville and Zayn. That would have been super fun too.
You could. Definitely, yeah.
Just have Slater be in the crowd. That would make it better.
Making dog noises.
Yeah, making like the yelpy dog noise. Eamon?
Thing I would change about NXT this week. There was also, there was a good. There wasn't a lot of stuff that would be changeable. Even the announce team, and the announce team had Alex Riley on it, and it was still pretty good. Like, um,
Alex Riley's good. I'm sorry. He's good.
he's
We
got,
give him a lot of
he,
shit for the stuff he's done, but
he used to not be
good.
good, but he's getting better. I that was a really good question.
Want me to come back to you?
Yeah, come back to me. Maybe
Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. One thing I'd change from this week, I would make William Regal not be Teddy Long.
Yeah.
Because, if you're just going to have Regal there to be Teddy Long, because right now, you tell me William Regal is the GM of a show, I'm going to watch. Then you show me the 2 segments he's been in where he has actually had to generally manage the show, and he's been horrible. Like,
I wouldn't say. Well,
no, he hasn't made a single decision.
He's made tag matches.
He's made tag matches. He hasn't made big decisions.
He hasn't really done anything. Like, you could have anyone in this role. You could have Jason Albert do this and put Regal back on commentary.
I will say that's the one thing I would change. Much as I'm cool with Regal being the GM, I do miss him on commentary. There was something just so special about William Regal on commentary.
Because he was just being himself.
And he did an amazing job of just.
That's the thing. Like
he could take an ordinary match and make it something.
Storytelling and everything. He is the constant professional. So with that being said, who wins? Was it No Surrender this week? Or was it NXT this week?
I'm going to go with NXT because of just the quality of matches. I think was really great. The Kenta debut, the main event tag match was really great. The women's match was great. I even like the Baron Corbin squash, even though it was pretty much a repeat of Takeover. But it's so cool to see Baron Corbin wreck stuff. Yeah, that's my pick.
Mad Mike?
TNA all the way. Despite my issues with the Kenny King thing, the ladder match was amazing. The Bobby Lashley match was fantastic. That NXT, like the main event on NXT was fine, but it was a lot of Sami Zayn getting beat down. It was kind of boring. Like the beginning was great, the finish was great, the middle was very middling to me. Like it didn't have any. It was a severe step down from Takeover, in my opinion, because this is supposed to be like the Raw after a pay-per-view, and kind of fell flat for me.
Okay.
Rizz?
This is hard because honestly, I can't pick one. To me, this was pretty evenly keeled. But if there was a gun to my head, and thankfully there's not.
Gun to your head, Rizz.
Gun to my head. Since we're doing the TNA gut check.
Yes.
You're Bruce Pritchard.
I'm Bruce Pritchard today. And I would slightly give the edge to NXT. But you have a minute to kick out, Mad Mike.
I was on TNA with my Wrestling Mayhem show shirt.
That's very nice. That's awesome. But,
Rabble, 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 rabble. NXT.
All right.
I'm sorry, but that can't debut.
Yeah,
I get lots of kick dudes in the face a lot.
Itawa. Itawa.
Itama.
Say his name right, Eamon.
Or Itami.
You're supposed to be the indie guy. Say his name right.
First of all, it's Itami, not Itawa. So
whatever.
Itami, yeah. It would have been better if Justin Gabriel forgot he was a heel on his entrance.
And on that note, thank you to Mad Mike at Mad Mike 4883. I was right.
Rizz is drunk.
Sorg kept on saying
my
it was
birthday.
887.
Pretty easy. It's my birthday. It's pretty easy to remember.
Sorg said it was 887. I said it was 883. I'm right. He's wrong. Eamon 2, please. 2.
Wait, did he say it was Eamon 7, please?
No. And I am at the Rizz. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the their midweek war. We are here every Thursday night, and we are on the super feed of the Wrestling Mayhem show. If you're interested, is that just on iTunes or is that just everywhere?
It's everywhere, I believe.
We're everywhere. We're even on iHeartRadio, I think, somewhere, Spreaker, Stitcher, stuff like that. But I do know that the Wrestling Mayhem show proper is on every Tuesday around about 9 o'clock on the live.circlejoinmedia.com. Just check us out. We talk about wrestling sometimes. Most of the time, it's just talking about, Lunchbox. And with that, for Mad Mike, for Eamon, I am Rizz. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.